It was very long time ago, but it is still in the presence because it never goes. Meeting the master for the first time, one can never forget this. We were living in Calcutta, me and my husband, and we were quite young. So in Calcutta, suddenly that some Naxalite activity started. So we thought we want to shift somewhere else. And at that time, Gujarat, Ahmedabad was very much into growing up into a new wave. So we moved there, and then only in about couple of weeks, you see, why we shifted to Ahmedabad. The reason is actually mysterious because what reason we thought might not be the same reason. The reason could be what I'm telling you now. In a couple of weeks already, someone said that Acharya Rajneesh is a very rebellious man and we should so listen to him. At that time, Osho was staying in Woodland, Pedder Road, Mumbai. And then he was traveling from there to all over India and bringing his awakened thoughts, his talks, and provoking people to find out who am I? What is my purpose in life? Why I am here? Very few people ask this question to themselves because they are busy in organizing their life, their children, their business. But very rarely this question people ask to themselves. So Osho provoked to this question. So when we met him for the first time, we went in his discourse, which was given in one open ground, a sports ground, and there's a very simple stage was organized. When this Acharya stepped up and with his hand folded, he looked at each and every person. Maybe there were a couple of hundred people were there. मेरे प्रिय आत्मन, आपके भीतर बैठे परमात्मा को मेरा प्रणाम स्वीकार करें. It was a pin drop silence. His one sentence was already piercing our heart. And now he started talking about Krishna Meri Drishti mein. I was born in a temple and I was traditionally very fanatic Hindu family. And I am also rebel, so somehow I took the step out and came to listen to this master. For the first time, I realized all my childhood I was worshipping Krishna, I was reading Gita, I was trying to understand and follow his way, the guided way. But when I listened to Osho, it was like a suddenly a fireball has blasted and we were suddenly awoke from our blind faith which was we were carrying in our heart. Now we know what actually Krishna is or was, and is we can say actually because it's a omnipotent. So from that onward, we knew this is the master that we have completely agreed. Me and my husband both came, and by that time he started the neo sannyas movement, And the neo sannyas movement, he told us to wear bhagwa clothes and no need to go out of the house. Like previous sannyasis were renouncing the world, going out of the house and going in the jungle and meditate and trying to find the truth, do the sadhana. But here also said, in this century, once you go away, who will finance your family? No need. You be in the family, you work there, no need to escape from them. And only thing is once in 24 hours, you take your time for 1 hour and meditate. He has given many, many meditative techniques that whichever suits you, you can do that. But mainly, he started a new meditation technique that was a dynamic meditation. And dynamic meditation is in the first stage, you do the catharsis. The second stage, then you are doing who because your Nabi chakra need to be awakened. Your soul need to be awakened. It's sleeping. Then you be silent. At the end, you celebrate, dance. So after that, you can do vipassana in your next stage. Like in the previous time, Gautam Buddha has given vipassana meditation, but also said right now it is a chaotic world. Only vipassana will not help because many thoughts will come and go, and you will get, in fact, uncomfortable. So, do this catharsis, the dynamic meditation first. For example, if you're doing dynamic meditation in the morning, you can choose to do the vipassana in the evening. This way, you will find the clarity in your inside world which guide you the outside acts. In your daily routine, you will start getting more and more clarity. Your own inner being will be clean mirror, will be reflect in your daily outside activities. So Osho also created three different kirtan mandalis. So he said that go in the roads, do the kirtan, and bring the question in people's mind and heart that what is this neo sannyas? So we were doing the kirtan, and during that time, sect to superconscious was becoming very famous, and just the title of this book, Osho was getting his name as a very bad person. He ruins women's life. There is nothing in sex to superconscious if you read the book. In fact, this book brings you how to come out of your sexuality and how to come to the samadhi. But the title he gave to teach people so he can look into the book and then read and find totally something else which helps you to grow in your own inner self and a higher consciousness. During that time, the Moraji Desai was a prime minister, and he was Kattar Hindu, fanatic Hindu, and he did not like Osho. In fact, his niece was the first sannyasin of Osho, which he even hated. So Osho said that okay, couple of hundred people go to where he is having the conference in Divendavan near Surat. So from all over Gujarat, we got together, about 250 people in a one big bus. We went to that Divdaman, and Moradi Desai came to know that we were coming. So he ordered to the 144 Dhara. The 144 Act, so nobody can make a crowd, just single person goes. Now, when we are dancing and we are singing, so even the police, surprisingly, police said, we don't understand why 144 actions, Dara is there. Because you guys are innocently dancing and doing kirtan. So, in fact, the police started to giving us permission to go. So we dancing and singing, and we went up to that door in the bungalow where he was having the conference. And also said that let Aruna take the book, Sex to Superconscious, and wrap it in the red cloth and hold it on her head and bring it to Maryadit Desai as a gift. So Maryadit Desai has already closed the door. So what I did was, we were all together, but I was supposed to present this book to him. So he went in inside room, and outside in the lobby on a table I left the book and he went away. This was one of the experience that how come we are not ready to open up to something new. We are only holding the old patterns, and these old patterns are killing us. So something new, let's find out. If it works for you, it's good. If it doesn't work for you, just leave it. So that was before coming to the ashram. Before ashram, now we moved into 1974. We already had one bungalow for Osho that we bought. And then after, next year we bought one more bungalow, and then some people started to move into also, it was a hippie time. So a lot of hippies were coming in search of truth to India. And then they got attracted or provoked by Osho's discourses. And then he started also merging and mingling and started doing meditation. Then 1974, Osho moved to Pune. From that, the ashram activity started. This was the first episode. At that time, he had no guards, no nothing. A little stage in a playground, and he was wearing lungi and a towel he used to keep watch, and he was wearing wooden ka khadao, wooden sandals. He had taken a vow that people don't know, that he will only wear the stitched clothes when we will be able to open his own ashram. The personality was incredible. Huge chest, hairy, and muscle man. He could be around 35 something, very young. And we sat right in the front. There were no chairs on the ground. And he came. First word he said, Mere Priya Atman. This one line was so powerful. We can say hypnotic, we can say mesmerizing, we can say whatever we want to say. But definitely there was a magnetic force. And this force is not for any jadoo mantra, this is for insight, awakened one. Mere Priya Atman, आपके भीतर परमात्मा को मेरा प्रणाम स्वीकार करें. And it was thrilling. Whole body was goosebump. He started talking about Krishna Meri Drishti mein. I grew up with learning Gita and I grew up with Krishnas in temple. But this Krishna Meri Drishti mein, when he spoke, as if I first time I know Krishna, who he was. And that's how our journey started. It was like a bomb blast in our soul. So many people don't even take a proper breath. In Vipassana, you are watching your breath coming in. That's a life force coming in. In your breath going out, that's death. So life comes in, that gives you with one breath. The next breath goes out, it represents death. One time the breath goes out, and if it doesn't come back, you're gone. So to recognize this with awareness and watching the breath coming in and going out, that is the most important method or a self therapy in our life.